If you're a business owner or entrepreneur and you're wondering why you can't get your company to scale, you've hit a financial barrier or ceiling, and you're wondering what's wrong, everything seems to be okay, it might be time to look in the mirror. The limitations of the leader become the limitations of the company. And it happens in a way for most of us that is invisible to us until it's pointed out. It starts with this: your bad behavior replicated by your people. What I mean is, if you're always late for meetings, if you don't meet deadlines, and if you are known to not do what you say you'll do, your team will begin replicating that behavior because you've sent them the signal that it's okay to do that. So let's drill down a little bit. Let's say that you're not impeccable with your word, meaning when you say you'll do something, you often don't do it, or you do it in a less than stellar way that disappoints. Doing that is not only modeling behavior that's morally questionable, it's also telling your people what they can count on from you and what they can't. Here's a specific for instance. Let's say that I come in today and I cancel all the meetings I had scheduled for tomorrow. That creates a cascading series of events that messes up the day of everybody in the organization. Let's say you promise to deliver a document to your team or to a client, and you don't deliver on time and you don't let anybody know in advance you're not going to. You let them know 5 minutes before the meeting or the night before the next morning's meeting. Either way, you've created a cascading series of emergencies and panic attacks in other people on your team and for your client. That is the cascading damage that's done by not being impeccable with your word. So what do you do about this? Once you recognize that your limitations are limiting your organization, how do you fix it? You begin to be the person you want your team to be. You model the behavior you want to see your team engage in. And I think the way to take this to a strategic level is to think about it this way. Don't ever, even though you're the leader and you have the privilege to do this if you wish, to bypass the small, tough jobs, don't ever do only what's expected of you. Do what needs to be done, no matter how large or how small. Taking out the trash, hitting the fourth quarter goal in a miraculous display of brilliance and effort. Both those tasks are worthwhile. Be willing to do not just what's expected, but be willing to do what needs to be done. There's one last piece of this puzzle. The fact is, for most of us, it's very difficult to be at the level of self-awareness where we know what the behaviors are we're engaging in that are limiting our organization. Because if we knew, we'd stop doing them. There's a time and place for you to call in an outsider, a third party, a coach, counsel, someone who can look at you and your organization and say to you, this is what needs to be fixed. Here's the dysfunction. Here's the part of your leadership that led to this problem. And here's how to fix it. So if you need to get that help, do it. It's worth it for you, for your team, and for your company.